I
do have something to say right after. Oh, it is. Okay. Hi.
I don't know how the song goes.
2022.
Well, it's this
Introed.
is the we'll do a warning for everybody. Hey guys, this is a parody of a live a comedy type show that is an advocacy for pot enthusiasts and friends who have similar ideas of love and sharing. And if you don't want to do drugs or in a place that you can't do weed legal, then don't do it. And talk to your congressperson.
Yeah, agreed.
Sean and I are in a house
Absolutely.
about an hour from Jason, and there's people walking through the front lawn of this Airbnb we're in.
Yeah, we're in Airbnb, and people are in our yard.
Yeah.
So, did you guys have a big snowstorm? I haven't looked at it. I've been busy today. Did you guys have a snowstorm yesterday, or
there's been snow? Happened? There's been snow.
It wasn't as big as everybody expected.
New York City got hit. They drove north, and I think
and missed it,
and got out of the worst of it.
Is it done? Is there going to be no more snow between now and tomorrow?
No, I think it's still snowing in New York.
Oh shit!
I do believe they called it a bomb cyclone.
What's like a bomb cyclone?
It's basically a winter hurricane.
That term's been around for a while. I've heard it before.
Yeah.
I'm going to be honest. It sounds like you're just saying battle raps.
Yeah, I was going to say, the bomb was very popular about 10, 15 years ago, so I wasn't sure if that's why I heard it then, you know?
The bomb.
It's the bomb.
Oh, I have good news, at least for pot advocacy and people in Thailand, is, 2 weeks ago, and I think I sent a message to Jay and you guys that they were going to talk to Congress, but all the conversation was like, no, they're not going to legalize it, not going to legalize it. Well, they didn't, but they did decriminalize it with a path that might be as soon as this year. So the good thing is for anybody who wants to come to Thailand and smoke weed, you won't go to prison for 15 years now. You'll just probably lose the pot in your pocket if they really give you grief. But they were smoking on the street on Tuesday. And that's unheard of. It's unheard of here for the last 40 years.
Well, that law just changed yesterday?
It was Tuesday they voted on it, and so it's not legalized per se. It's decriminalized as of now. It's decriminalized. Shit. So nobody can sell. There's no way to legally buy and sell weed, so probably if you got caught with it. But, for the last couple of years, right around when I first got here, they had medical marijuana, and they had select people and companies and farms growing. And they knew that, I think this year Select Families had an option of growing up to 6 plants, but they couldn't have the bud, like the flower or the seeds. They had to give it back to the government, but they could keep the hemp part of it. Anything that they can make with CBD stuff and anything for cooking and, hemp socks or any kind of construction stuff that was legalized. And I think people are trying to make an effort to do that. But now the bud is decriminalized. The only thing that sounds like it's going to stay illegal is going to be concentrate, any kind of wax or oils or stuff like that, where it's not but the flower itself will be fine. So that's really exciting. It's really exciting.
Yeah. Congrats.
Good. Yeah, I'm happy. But it's a little less fear.
You were there. You're a part of it.
Yeah, I do want though. It's really nice, and I'm going to do this for the show too, and in my own self is find out. There's people who are advocates here who are really in the movement. And so I want to touch base with them, and I'd really like to do that for the show. So we'll figure that out.
Yeah.
That would be really fun. I just started sending out messages to some people.
Here, move more this way.
Also, it's cool, and I think that would be fun for us too, in a different vein, is last night I did this show called Broken Souls, which is one of my favorite shows by Rick Diaz, who's been on the show. He's a photographer and artist. And
I saw a photo or a video. It looked like a blast. It was
super fun, intimate, cool room. The owner of the place is this drummer dude, and he just sets up a cool vibe. And but I also met this guy who was he goes herping. Does anyone guess what herping is? Does anyone know what herping is? Ralph, you ever heard of herping?
Only in the 90s. Go ahead.
Back when they said the bomb. Yeah, herping was the bomb. Herping is going out looking for snakes in the wild.
Oh.
And so that's his hobby here. And he'll go out into the woods just in the back. You know, like it's pretty fucking jungle for a city. It's pretty amazing how much there's jungle. Yeah. So, right. He was like, it was like 2 a.m. He's like, hey, you want to go herping? I was like, nah, I'm straight, dude. And then, but then he was showing me pictures and I was like, I'm right up that. I was like, I'm down to go check that out. So
did you catch a snake?
Oh, we didn't go. I was on 2 pot brownies and, 2 beers and I had just performed. So
and
I was in a good space.
Two pot brownies, 2 beers, roller skates.
And roller skates, yeah. Which is, me. That's a Friday night. That's a normal Friday night. But why leave a good time when you're, to chase a new one? So I said, let's do it next weekend or something, But it was cool.
I cannot resist this. Oh, go ahead, Jason.
I would love to go herping. That sounds like right up my alley.
Me, yeah, right. It's like a kid.
Speaking of firsts, which I mean, you haven't gone herping yet, but when you do go, it'll be the first time. This guy didn't have his first beat egg, but he saw his first beat egg.
Yeah,
in a gas station.
So you didn't try it?
I'm gonna inch closer to. I'm gonna eat a beet egg before we go. But I want to say, Lex, the horrible thought in my mind was somebody asks you to go herping, which is looking for snakes in the wild, and you say I'm straight, and the guy says, "Hey, if you're not comfortable with your sexuality, that's your problem."
Yeah. That would have been the more modern answer.
This whole herping thing, though. This whole herping thing is crazy because I live here and there's like one dangerous snake. Isn't Thailand like
what's its name?
All the snakes? His name's Hank.
What? That's really funny. I really hope the snake's name is Hank.
No, that's just the guy. His neighbor is the dangerous one.
Aren't there like cobras and
they have
shit?
I'm sorry, I'm trying to get lighting on my face. They have king cobras here.
Holy
shit. So like Brian Aylward, who I've mentioned before, he was saying how he was out in a out of the city, outside the city, and some guy, he's on the back of a truck or something like that, and goes, hey, he sees this big snake go down the street and goes, oh, look at that. Is that a king cobra? Because it was so big to him. He goes, oh, and driver went, oh, no, that's just cobra. King cobra, big. King cobra, And he was like, what? But so I've seen a picture with like a human next to it. And literally the king cobra will be like 4 or 5 feet upright to get. Yeah, dude, it's monstrously big. It's a whole
12 feet. And they like usually
this thick.
Yep.
So like what you've probably seen is like it's like the size of a python that I've seen before, but it also then flares out its neck and just Oof. I saw a 7-year-old wrestle one. No,
what?
No, I did. But I did see I saw a guy do one of those, like he did a little dance it was in a boxing ring, and he was like doing little dances while it was up, but it wasn't a king cobra, it was a regular cobra. So it was probably like 2 feet off the ground, maybe 1.5 feet. So but it's a good sized snake. I don't want to play with it. And he's in a boxing ring and it's like the entertainment. And then after his final move was to like kiss the top of its head. And then he eventually put it back in a little bucket. And then he walked off, and then we watched 2 7-year-olds kick the shit out of each other. And that was at like 1 a.m. I was like, these kids need to sleep. But I don't know, man. They were pretty good fighters.
What's funny is crazy. I saw what you described that guy did with the viper, the dance. I saw some guy from Wyoming do the same thing to the naked cowboy. Hypnotize him and kiss him on the head.
And kiss him on the head. And then he put him in a bucket.
Times Square.
That's funny.
Different now.
Yeah.
Oh man. Yeah. That is oh my God. Like
those are those cool little moments that I notice, like it's fun when I'm a little bummed. I'll go just take a walk and notice the streets and notice the novelty of not growing up here. But those kind of moments are the ones that are like, wow, I might never see it again. And sometimes I say, I hope I never see that again. But, it's cool.
Are there a lot of animals that'll just like roam into the city, or do you have to be on the edge of the city? What kind of stuff?
No, because this is like I didn't realize how much like they celebrate the river, and so this is like the end of like the delta of a big mountain range up north, big long mountain range. So there's a lot of water that funnels all the way through down, and so I'm sure before there's people here. The river, you know how rivers evolve and it wears it away and changes direction, stuff like that. So a lot of this area is kind of swampy, kind of solid. A lot of it's built on stilts and posts, and there's highways that just drive on top of rivers, very slow moving rivers. So they're a little stinky. It's not like, thank you. It's not like, it's a bummer because you see these houses that are the poorest of people have these houses that, it's so funny because in America, it's like you want to live on the water. Here, they don't appreciate it as much, but I think it's beautiful. And those are the kind of like those things, those images that you've seen in probably pictures that are just all over the place here. And so you'll have a beautiful $1 million building and right next to it, these like man-made shacks that are just sitting on top of a river, and they have their own little economy. They feed each other, they work and, they're usually more like day laborers and stuff like that. But it's really interesting how they deal with it. And they really love the city. The river. That's why they have like Roy Katong, which is like they are saying like a thank you to the river. It's the biggest holiday, I think. And it's like their Valentine's Day. But at the end of the day, instead of like giving each other a box of chocolates, they'll put a little flower boat with a candle onto the river and let it float away, and which is really sweet. And what was my other point? But so that, yeah. And so there's animals, there's giant snakes living in their sewers and the drainage system. And like a while back, Jay, and I think it was super famous where they had a monitor lizard, which was like 3 or 4 feet long, just walk into a 7-Eleven and just start climbing up the chips,
That was 2020.
Yeah.
See, what you're describing is so magical, and the only thing I know about Thailand is every time I sit and eat shrimp pad Thai, there's a bossa nova version of Smells Like Teen Spirit playing. That's the only Thailand culture that I get.
Oh, sorry. Wait, my door. You guys talk. My door just popped open with the wind. Hold on.
Jason, what kind of animals? Are there wild animals near where you are that you ever have to look out for that are around?
Sure.
Yeah. There's bears. There's not that many. I live up against like a huge like forest and everything. Like you can go hike back there and everything. I think it's like 500 acres or something like that. I don't know.
Ralph.
Yeah.
Sean.
But there's also like fisher cats and everything, and
fisher cats. What are fisher cats?
Oh, I wish we could look them up. They're like huge weasels, like 40-pound weasels.
Whoa!
Why can't we look them up?
Weasels.
Everybody's on their phone today.
Yeah.
Okay, Ralph, Sean, Jay, we all 4 of us, we just got off the boat in 1639. We're explorers, and then we start walking across America, and we, no time, whatever. Don't worry about that. But we're walking across America. We've never seen any animals that now we know of, but before we've never seen. What would be the one animal that when we turn the corner and it came out of like what would be the animal that'd be like, oh, what you're like, oh no,
raccoons
or raccoon?
I'm saying probably like a moose or an elk. Aren't those things huge?
Ooh, yeah.
Well, I just
huge.
I just love raccoons, so that's why I said raccoons. That's the animal that I would see, and I'd be like, wow. Yeah. That's what I would see.
I feel like raccoons are an animal that I always want to love, but there is a creep factor that I can't get around, that I want to get around. Oh, when Anya and I were on tour earlier this year in Florida, we were at this shop that deals only with like classic Volkswagens.
Yeah.
And we were getting our van service because it fucking broken down. And we're standing there. We're with Masha, who's like a tiny puppy at the time. And we look over, and there's just a bunch of raccoons eating out of this dish. One of them has a withered arm. And we're like, do you guys see these? You know, you think all raccoons have rabies or whatever.
Right.
We're like, you guys see these raccoons here? And they're like, yeah, that's their food.
Yeah.
We're like, what?
You know, it'd be fun. You know, it'd be fun to see.
It's their thumbs, Ralph. Sorry, Sean.
Yeah, it's their fingers, their hands.
You know, it would be fun to see a raccoon that has like a holster on with with a knife and like a leg tie.
No, that's dangerous. Yeah, because of the thumbs. That's why they can grip things like I'm telling you, I think it's
here's Fisher Cats.
Ooh, what's a Fisher Cat?
Hey, there's a baseball team, the Fisher Cats. You all seeing this?
No.
Fisher
I
Cats.
think so. I think I've seen them. They're a New York team, right?
No.
Oh.
No, I mean, can you see my screen? I'm sharing it.
No, I don't see it. Sean, do you? I mean, Jed.
All right. It says we're sharing it. Anyway, well.
All right. Sorry.
Oh,
maybe
Jason, you have to pull it up from the bottom. There it is.
Oh, where is it?
I see it. There it is. How you let people in?
Does Europe have beavers? Because beavers, while you're looking it up, I'm going to talk. Beavers
are everywhere.
Are everywhere?
I mean, I think
I'll tell you, if you were in Australia, that's why I think Australia is pretty fascinating, right? They have a ton of stuff that if you came from anywhere else, you're like, what's going on down here? What are you guys eating? Too much eucalyptus. Jeez.
Every time I see a baby kangaroo climb in or out of the pouch, it's like I can't. I thought it was like a dry, leathery affair, but it didn't seem like that.
Yeah.
No, I heard it's really stinky.
Shit.
Hey, Jason, if you don't worry about it, it seems like you're a shiny guy. Don't worry about it. We'll figure it out. But anyway, my dad called me to ask about the weather. Of course, I knew he was going to do it.
Wow.
Mm-hmm.
And because there's snow, there's a bomb cyclone in New York City that we just missed. But I had a revelation the other day of like why people ask for the weather where you are.
Ooh. I'm interested.
It's because they're asking you, how do you feel?
Yes.
Wow.
I think that's what they're really asking you.
I do
how
too.
How are you feeling?
When I asked you guys about the snow, I was thinking, I hope they're happy that there's a good snow happening. Not like, but you do kind of want to know if you're all right too. But
sure.
I always think when there's a big snow.
Weather is such an all-encompassing thing. It's just like you can't escape what it's going to do. And it's...
Well, temperature is so important. It is.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And like...
Yet the guy who keeps cooking my breakfast doesn't realize that.
But if you have an illness and it's like, and you're in a cold climate and you're hot, that's an indication of a problem. And if how's the weather by you? The answer could be, well, it's cold here, but I'm burning up. I have a temperature or something. You know what I mean? Or
Or it could be like Land Before Time or something like that, where everything keeps getting hotter, and you're like, oh man, what is going on? And if you're just like these monkey people way back then, you're like, do we have to go? Like, this is getting uncomfortable.
Yeah, it could also
now we're
be,
just like, we deny it.
It could also be like, hey, how's the weather over by you? Oh, we had a storm and my roof caved in. I do need help. Can you send?
Yes, sure.
One time a tornado hit my mom's house while she was in it.
In Florida?
Yeah.
I heard that's the most terrifying.
Yeah, I was also in a hurricane before.
Oh.
You were
in a tropical storm.
Yeah, it is.
We were in a category 4.
Oh.
Like the highest one, I think.
Shit. Florida?
I think 5 might be, and I only know that because of insurance, but also it's super rare that it ever makes shore. So probably 4 might be the strongest it ever got on land.
Yeah.
Me and Jay lived through one we talked about once, Hurricane Gloria back in 85 or 6. And that was the strongest one to hit Long Island in New York in like a century.
Did you guys know each other then, or no? You didn't know each other.
No.
Yeah, but it was a touch point for when you did meet. Like, hey, remember Hurricane Gloria? Right.
I think we talked about it when we've talked about like this weather kind of stuff,
Yeah.
But because it wasn't amazing, it was devastating financially, I guess. But it wasn't like only because the houses on Long Island are so expensive. I don't know. It wasn't one of those like ones that hit down in Puerto Rico or like the other city that was really bad, New Orleans.
Yeah.
I remember driving through New Orleans a year or so after that hurricane. And I remember driving on the highway and looking over and seeing, as I got closer to the city, like it's the suburbs, and I'm looking down the like long streets and just seeing like where, it's like a really maintained house, or like the house is the lawn is manicured, and the next house is just obviously done, and the next house is all right. It's just like the people who just up and left, just like wiped out because they had to.
I saw that. I drove.
You spent a lot of time.
I've seen cows and trees, like driving down after a hurricane. Yeah.
Cows and trees? Oh, cows in trees.
Yeah.
Okay.
I believe it.
Holy shit.
Yeah.
How did they get them down? Did they call the fire department? Like
they weren't alive anymore.
Hey. I get it.
In my head, it was like the goats and trees. There's like 3 or 4 cows just sitting on branches.
Lex was thinking about like a Tim Burton vision of cows and trees, but what actually happened was sort of like a John Carpenter or I don't know, Craven.
In my head, the cows are also alive until you said that, Jason. It didn't occur to me that they wouldn't be alive anymore.
That's so awesome.
The other thing that keeps popping in my head with cows and trees is that would be a good follow-up sequel to the guy who wrote Boots and Cats. Boots and Cats and Boots and Cats and Cats and Cows and Trees and Cows and Trees.
They're dead.
And this ends the Jason's Box segment.
We have a guest who's supposed to be here, but I guess he might not show up. Kermit the Frog is supposed to be here, but I don't think he saw the message for the second time he was supposed to be here of how to join, but we'll see.
What a mystery, that guy. Have you guys watched his channel?
I have.
I don't want to talk too much about him without him being here because I hope
I've seen some of it too, and it's
we would watch something, but we don't know how to share our screen, but we'll figure that out for another week.
Yeah,
we're learning.
Well, I hope he joins.
Yeah,
StreamYard, it's full of possibilities.
Yeah.
I had a.
Do you guys have anything planned? Because you have a show tonight up there.
Yeah, I think this is all I got planned until the show.
Just chilling. Is it? Wait, can I ask one last thing about the weather? Is it packable snow or is it super fluffy snow, powder?
Oh, what's the difference?
Snowballs or no snowballs?
Can you make a snowball with it?
Oh, this is probably snowball snow for sure.
I think it is. Yeah.
Yeah.
It is.
Quality.
It is. It's
the snow
it's crisp.
The snow up here has been around for a couple of days.
Have you guys ever read the Tao of Bill Murray?
No.
It's a great book. It's not written by him, but it's just a guy who made a collection of stories of fans and friends who were, willing to share stuff. And there was this great story of him at a winery. He lived in upstate New York, and there's this winery, a new winery that started. And there's a series of stories the owner shared so much. But one of my favorite stories hearing of Bill Murray was he's having a conversation. Like he was in on a super snowy day. The store was open. He's drinking wine with the owner, hanging out, not expecting anybody to come by. But then a handful of people showed up, and they're having drinks and having fun. And then Bill Murray just got up, put his coat on and scarf and hat, and went and left. And everybody. The owner describes it as everybody's kind of a little bummed, obviously, because Bill Murray's the life of the party kind of thing. But he went outside, and they're looking out as they watch him walk away. He just reaches down, picks up a snowball, and pegs a guy across the street. And then there's a giant snowball. And then everybody put on their clothes and had a giant snowball fight. All these adults are right in the middle of the street having a snowball fight with each other. And that's beautiful. I love it.
Mm-hmm.
That's awesome.
So fun.
That's like...
Hey, what's up, Cody? How you doing?
What's up, cool. Cody?
What up? Ooh, I like this. I can see it too.
But when we say what's up, it's an actual question.
Yes, we
it's not. It's not. We're not asking you how the weather is. We're asking you how are you. What Jason? What were you going to say, or Ralph was going to say? I don't know.
Ralph was going to say something.
Okay. Well, the whole now you bring up that's a person that I feel like is going to get probably at least a Betty when Bill Murray goes, which I don't wish for him to go anytime soon. I hope it's another 30 years. But when he goes, man, that's going to be That's going to be hard.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Yeah, agreed.
I think it's going to be hard when I die. I'm not ready to go.
Yes. Yeah. For me, for sure.
Shit, man. I want to be able to just be like, fuck it. I'm out.
That's the best way to, yeah.
Yeah. I hope that I hope that I have the bravery to just let go.
I'm ready. Gracefully. Yeah. Well, I know how I will have that bravery, and it's that if I live to be 200.
yeah, exactly. Yeah, me too. I feel like that's a perfect age.
Yeah. I think I think it's possible.
Yeah.
It's not possible for me to be 100 to live to be 200 right now, but by the time I'm like 80, they might know how to do it.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, that's my goal. Here's is to Cody. Make it to like 80, 88. Ooh.
I'm good, guys. We'll see all. I'm munching on some Kiva Connect. Okay. I'm having trouble reading today. Anyway.
I'll read it. We'll see all know the weather isn't up.
Yeah.
Okay. Laughing my ass off. I'm good just munching on some Kiva confection mints to get my day started.
Cool,
what's Kiva?
Nice. Yeah. What's Kiva? What's beet eggs? What's Kiva mints? Kiva confection mints? We're learning about tiger weasels. What are the things that we look up? Fisher cats?
Fisher cats?
Yeah.
Tiger weasels. That's the official mascot of Stoner Morning Show.
Yeah, Don is right. This is the show where maybe not you learn, but we learn.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. We're hoping that we learn.
And we don't learn the complete things. We just learn that there are things that we don't know.
Things there. Yeah. Which is great.
Facebook.com/Stoner Morning Show is the best way to find the show right now.
Yeah. I did have a thought, and it's a continuation of something that I did learn recently, and it's that sharks do not sleep.
Yes.
Shark is one of the few animals that does not sleep.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't know, I've been sitting with that for like 2 months, and I had an additional thought on top of that, and it's that if sharks don't sleep, sharks are incapable of knowing what sleep is. So if they encounter a fish that's sleeping, they probably think it's just waiting to be eaten.
Say one more time. I got distracted.
If a shark encounters a fish that is sleeping,
yes,
its assumption is probably like that fish is waiting for me to eat it.
Yeah. Like somebody left snacks out.
No, that fish left itself out for me to eat.
Oh, like
it's ready to be eaten because it's there.
Yeah.
Wow.
Oh, so Kiva mints are THC infused mints.
This guy put about 10 grams of it inside him.
Oh, nice. That's a good morning amount.
Yeah.
That's a good breakfast mint. Breakfast THC mint.
I'm trying to think of right now. What I'm thinking of right now is I'm trying to think of a human being who the name Kiva would be least appropriate for them.
That's a good human name, I think. Kiva, you could almost get away with a lot. Yeah. President Kiva, any kind of president, I would think, would be a real curveball. Yeah,
Kiva would be a funky name for an American president.
Yeah,
or an overlord,
party president.
Yeah.
Kiva doesn't sound scary to me. It sounds like that's like a house party host that I want to like.
Everybody
maybe.
If Kiva is throwing a party, I want to go.
Yeah, it sounds like a good guy or girl
or woman. Yeah.
Are you guys? I watched a music video about a month ago. That was one of the most thrilling music videos I've ever seen, and I'm not being ironic in any way.
Mm-hmm.
It was a Kid and Play music video, and they're just dancing on a city block.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's like a Spike Lee video or something. Do you guys know what video I'm talking about?
I think I do.
It's like just them rapping and dancing. It's like a party on the street, and it's
house party.
I think it's called Getting Funky. Getting Funky.
It sounds familiar.
It's not from House Party. I think it's pre-House Party. It is fucking thrilling.
We'll have to watch it on our own and then reconvene and then talk about it.
Are you guys House or Kid and Play fan? Are you too young for Kid and Play?
No.
Ralph, I've told you this before. I used to vacuum his pool when I was younger. I do during the summertime. I used to take care of Play's pool.
Play, wow.
Nothing weird ever happened. I was just the pool guy that came in. I met him a bunch of times.
Why do you got to go to weird?
Yeah.
I don't know.
Anything fun happen.
He's a celebrity. I think sometimes you expect like cocaine.
That's true.
Yeah.
Or even because I used to be a window cleaner and I've cleaned the windows of some notable people. And like sometimes it gets weird because they think that you're about to do something weird.
Wow.
Like their guard is up nonstop of like,
who's messing with my stuff.
Right.
There's a show that happens, and God bless them. I love this show.
Yeah.
But there's a show that happens before the live Stoner Morning show every Monday. Every other Monday. Our show is every Monday, but this show is every other Monday. It's called Your Life is a Joke. It's Matt Vida and Heather Harrison, who we should have on sometime soon. We'd have Matt Vida on the live show.
Yeah.
So they do this show, and they get great guests that they interview. And then they'll use the interview as inspiration for an improv set. Yeah, for improvisers to go up and improvise. So anyway, they've had twice like music industry people, like young people that are in the music industry.
Yes.
And they'll always ask like, what's the craziest story? Like, because they're looking for some kind of cocaine, like, and it's very apparent every time they ask those questions that the people are just like,
it's just a job.
Yeah, we just taking Starbucks. They're like, and I don't know if that has always been the case, or maybe it's this era. I think it's the same in like SNL. There's like cocaine crazy areas, and then there's areas where everybody's vegan.
Professionals. Yeah. That's funny. Hey, can I ask Ralph? Because you're so much with hip hop. I'm going to ask a hip hop and rap question.
Oh shit!
And I have ready? So I'm wondering if and it's so broad. I know this is a difficult question, but because hip hop got broader. But I've kind of seen a pattern, or I think I have a theory that when times are hard, I hear more playful and like Kid and Play made me think of like how fun they were. Even though like Play was a little bit more like authentic to himself, I think Kid always kind of made it like I'm a showman and this is a dance part, and that era was like playful, Fresh Prince and stuff like that. And so the more popular stuff was more dancey party stuff. But I remember life being a lot more difficult. And then when things got a little bit more like financially well in America, now we started having some real fucking gangster rap and like anger issues,
That's so interesting.
I think there's. Can I answer?
Yeah.
I think there's too many things to correlate.
Perhaps I'm trying to wrap my mind around it because I know exactly what the question is and it makes sense.
Right.
But the trying to figure out what correlates or not. I want to say before I answer that, of all hip hop movies, and I'm including like the coming of age, like Boys in the Hood and all those movies. Of all hip hop movies, I wouldn't say by far House Party is my favorite. House Party, I think, is one of the sometimes, not all the time, but I'll grade a movie's greatness by its watchability. Some movies just feel like pouring water into your eyes or something. I don't know if that's an easy thing to do. You know what I mean? It just goes in like Rush Hour or The First Men in Black or Beverly Hills Cop. Some movies just feel like those are all black comedian leads too. But you know what I mean? Like or Mrs. Doubtfire. Some movies are just so easy to watch. It's like it's washing over you. House Party is one of those movies. It's like I can't believe how
effortless it is.
That movie is, because it's impossible what they did. Like These are rappers in like 1989 or something making this.
Yeah.
I don't understand how, but happy rap.
It's also sometimes it's not really a comment on what's going on in the world. Sometimes it's a comment of what came before.
Sure.
You know,
like it's a response, maybe a swinging pendulum.
Yeah.
Well, go ahead.
Oh, sorry. My two thoughts before, because I feel like, and maybe I'm wrong again, because I know it's gotten more and more broad as the hip hop went, but like I feel like the music that's coming out now is more happy and more dancey and a little bit more fun stuff. And I know there's whatever you could find, but I'm just saying like a lot of stuff that comes across. And my thought was maybe that, you know, we need it when times are tough, but when times are going relatively well, in the hip hop community, that didn't exactly mean that, say, 20 years ago. A lot of black people are still getting, it's like, all right, everybody has money now, but what the fuck is happening? Why are we still having these kind of issues? Like, let's fuck this shit then, let's fix this, And so, it wasn't as necessary to escape from the reality that's happening. Now it's more like, no, this is the reality that's happening, and this needs to be fixed also.
Well, in some ways it's like there's a difference between making art that's a response to what's going on in the world.
Yes.
And there's a difference between then art that is created as trying to control what happens in the world.
Trying
or influence.
Yeah. So, and sometimes that does come out. If you're making art that tries to control what's going on, sometimes it is happy, but then sometimes it's like angry of like.
Well, I would throw this by you though, Sean, is like, both arts are being made at all times. It's like, what is the populace now putting to the forefront?
Sure.
Be,
what is the audience gravitating to?
Yeah.
The appetite for art, like one of the things I'm thinking a lot about now is
sorry. I know what the audience is gravitating to. It's what they're marketed to
You're right.
See, I'm very dubious about that, because I feel like I think about fashion a lot. Like I love, holy shit! For a second, Lex, I thought there was I thought what you had done was grabbed a woman's torso and pulled it to you. I didn't really. This guy's a fucking baller right now. I feel like whenever I look at fashion, I feel like sometimes people who are not into fashion at all or feel remote from fashion will be like, oh, this is what they want us to like right now. But I often feel like, oh, I can see in culture why we ended up here. I can see why we're at wide pants right now, or why we're at, stripes instead of solid colors.
But that's like saying, I understand why we're in the year 2022. It's because we just went through 2021.
No. I think it's there's cultural response to things like.
No, there definitely is. Yeah.
Sometimes it's as easy as I think this is a common thing, which is the kids that turn 20, they will have a conscious or subconscious, usually subconscious, craving for whatever the things were around when they were a baby. So it's that's why in the early 2000s there was the big 80s craze. That's why there's a huge 90s craze right now. Why we're kind of inching toward nostalgia for the 2000s. Matrix just came back out. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah.
It's there's always an interest in the things that are 20 years before.
Sure.
And then, we were talking, I think, in the car last night. What the hell was Happy Days?
So in order to break that 20-year cycle, we have to figure out a way to live to be 200.
Yeah, that's it. That's the truth. Yeah,
we gotta figure that out.
I mean, I don't know if we have to figure it out, but I think we can be encouraging enough to the people who are trying to figure it out that if you're trying to come up with a pill that prolongs life, I'm gonna say good for you. And
not only that,
people in your life are probably calling you crazy for doing it, but I'm saying good for you. Yeah. Because I'm going to want to take that pill one day.
I'll even throw this out there right now. Sorry to speak for the whole group, but I think we'd all agree that we will come to your backyard and put on a free show for you.
Yes.
If you are working on helping us live till 200.
Absolutely. But we also want the people who are there. It'll be a free show, but we want them to send us money through Venmo or something. It's like a pay what you can show. Yeah.
Yes. Yeah. No,
not
we'll
because
see.
we want money. Not because we want money. It's because we need money to show other people that, hey, we're professionals that are making money doing this.
That's true.
Yes.
That's why.
No, like he doesn't have to pay, the one guy. But we'll do it in his backyard. Everybody else pays.
But maybe he has money. Yeah. Right. Or she. Yeah.
Jason, what's the oldest you want to live to?
Oh, I want to go on forever.
Shit.
Wow.
Okay.
You don't think you would get bored or be like, you know what? I had my fill.
No, man. No,
that's inspiring.
I want to be the what is it, the Millennium Man or whatever.
Holy shit!
Can I say something?
You ever see that movie? Yeah. Go for it.
When I say that I want to live to be 200, that doesn't mean that's the year I die. I have to get to 200 if I get to farther.
Yeah. And then make a choice. Yeah.
What?
Yeah, 200. You get a choice. Extend the lease. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm out at 200. 200 is like I've seen enough.
I feel like I have my full.
Ralph,
I think 200.
Is it now after the 200? Are you going to want to come back as something else, or just like that's
Good
it?
question.
I'm retiring.
Good question.
You want to come back as like a teenage girl who
a Fisher cat
who likes to sing K-pop?
I feel like I do believe in a heaven, although I have no idea what it could possibly manifest as. I just want to go. Send me there. Retirement, basically. I'm done. I've endeavored enough. But if right now, if somebody told me that I could live to 200, my shoulders would drop like 7 inches.
Just relax.
Because I'd be like, because here's the thought that I think right now is that there's only a few, maybe when I'm doing North Coast or when I'm doing Start Morning Show or when I get to perform music, like the few times, those are the few moments that I'm doing what I really, really want to do.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Teaching is part of that too. But like the amount that I want to get to do the things that I want to do, I've done maybe 3% of. So if I can live to 200, that means I get a lot more time to do it. But right now I'm like, oh, fuck, I might only have like 20 years. If I'm lucky to let's say I hit my break in a month, I got 20 good years ahead of me before I start to get real tired.
Can I ask you a question?
Yeah.
As somebody who thinks of fashion, what is going on with this strap and what's going on with this strap? This
man.
This is like all like
frayed.
What happened? Do we know?
No, that's probably laundry.
Probably, yeah.
It's real. It's shameful.
I agree with Don. Well, I guess in the promise too, like. If we live till 200, you see Don says once he can't walk anymore or he can't wipe his own poop, that's when he's done. And I feel like that's a fair.
But
in my mind of going to 200,
go ahead, Jason.
Isn't like by the time you're 200, the medical advances that are going to happen, are going to like be able to propel you that like, so you're not going to be able to walk anymore, but you're going to have like robot legs that like. And you won't need to be poop because it's all going to go into like this little compactor that's going to pop out the side of your, shit like that.
Car.
I think it's going to. I think you're not going to be able to walk because you're going to be able to float, and I think you're not going to be able to wipe your own poop because the poop is just going to float out of you. It's going to be all floating.
Everything's floating.
Yeah,
everything's floating in 22.
By the time you're 200 years old, your poop is going to wipe you.
Work on that.
Thank you, Valerie. Thank you.
Telomere extending gene therapy. I know she's right. I don't know what she's saying, but I agree.
What is a telomere? It sounds like
is that a person?
Entertainment company.
Telomere might be something. So gene therapy. Gene therapy that extends the telomere. We have cannabinoids in our brain. Maybe telomere is something we have in our body that, I don't know. I'm just guessing.
I do know there's a thing that, well, go ahead.
You might be speaking another language right now, and I would not know.
Flex, do you know what telomere is?
I thought it was a character in Lord of the Rings. But,
end
caps of your DNA. Oh,
yeah,
we were close.
That's what I was going to, yeah.
Were we close? I think we're
I think as we get older, like we repair ourselves naturally, and then at a certain point, there's something that happens somewhere in our mid to late 20s that stops it starts kind of unfrazzling. Our DNA kind of unravels. I think. Am I right, Valerie? That it kind of starts. Yeah.
This is all reminding me of.
So each new cell is a little weaker. Sorry, I just popped in my head. So each new cell that we create for ourselves to replace the old cell is a little bit weaker, a little bit not as functional, and it just slowly. I think that's
degrades.
Oh shit!
But more wise.
More wise. Yeah.
My DNA is wiser than it used to be. I feel like.
Not as virile or fast, but definitely wiser.
That's right.
Yeah. And I appreciate that now.
Yeah.
There's a Norm joke that is fucking.
Or like this. It keeps it from unraveling.
Yeah. These are the.
We need to do some gene therapy on Ralph's overalls.
This is the wisest strap, but this strap never has knee problems.
Yeah, right.
This reminds me of a Norm joke where he's like, politicians are always like, yeah, I'll lower taxes, or we'll campaign finance reform, and everybody's always so big on that. But Norm was like, no politician ever comes out and goes, if I'm elected, there'll be no more death.
Yeah.
There'll be no more getting sick and old and dying. And he's like, if anybody ever said that, I would give them all my money and I would sit in a chair. Such a good joke.
I was thinking about a Norm Macdonald joke when we pulled up into this Airbnb. Do you remember his story on Letterman about going to a bread and breakfast and playing Scrabble with a guy?
Playing Scrabble.
Oh, I think I do. The guy who kind of wanted to watch him sleep or something.
Yeah. And all the food there was just like cans of soup or something.
Yeah.
Good
He's like, so no breakfast? I don't really like breakfast. So I'll go to McDonald's. Can you pick me up? He tells him, he just told me I didn't like it. But it's a great story. Very funny.
Oh man, I want to rewatch that now. Shit.
Yeah.
After the show.
Yeah. That's a bit I want to do, is get transcripts of jokes that I like and tell them on the show.
Oh, right.
So I don't have to write into my own. Just want to tell other ones. Hold on. I did have things written down that I wanted to say.
Go for it.
This is one thing I want to say. We took a drive this morning with pasts and always favorite Stone and Morning Show guest Will Papura, who's somewhere working right now. But we took a drive with him this morning to get some breakfast, and in the car on the way, I came up with a great bit, just like a funny thought, and I was about to tell you guys, and I was like, no, I'm going to save it for the show.
Okay.
Oh, cool.
You forgot it. I totally forgot it. I have no idea what it is.
That happens to me all the time. Do you want to prove it? Or do you want me to prove it?
Yeah.
I thought of something really great and I forgot it. Yeah.
So
I think of great stuff all the time that I forget.
Ralph, what was the one that we talked about this morning too? We talked about one this morning too.
Oh, the beet egg? I wrote it down. I wrote whatever it was down.
No, the marijuana thing. That's it. Can any of you spell marijuana?
Oh, yeah. Spell it.
I mean, I can.
Spell it.
MARIJUANA.
That's right where I get fucked up every time. MAU.
Right.
But am I right?
Yes.
Okay. All right.
Yeah.
The I is where I get fucked up. Because I'm always like, is it an
You win
A,
the gold
is it a
star,
U,
Sean.
or is it an I?
Thank you. Don't ask me to spell diarrhea because I don't have it. Yeah, I don't know. I sometimes have given up on trying to figure out how to spell words because it's sort of like I don't even know how to spell that word.
I have tricks.
I realized I don't like. I drive around the city. I've been all around the city, and I have no clue where I am at all times because I just put it into the Uber version of Thailand, and it just gets me there.
What's
like
called?
it's like a Grab.
Oh, that's a
I
good
order
name.
a Grab. Yeah,
that's good.
And you know what's cool? They do it like Uber Eats here. Like they do everything. You can order from grocery stores and restaurants and 7-Eleven, and I could send you a package through Grab. A guy just shows up at a motorbike, like, oh, you forgot your microphone or your jacket at my house, and I can just send it over to you.
Oh,
$2.
that's cool. That's cool.
Great. Yeah.
I read somebody recently was saying, like, first of all, I have a bad habit of responding to everything, but this guy posted. He was like,
"Oh, I get what you're talking about now."
He was like, "Oh, I don't remember addresses or I can't get around without my phone, blah, blah. And I was like, we are so hard on ourselves for something that 30 years ago we had to practice it every day.
Oh, yeah.
And now we don't have to practice it. Why are we so hard on ourselves for that?
Yeah. Well, that's what I was thinking too when I was doing the maps thing. I was like, I used to know all the streets on Long Island, and when I drove around California, I'm really solid about knowing my area in California. But then once there was like the little cartoon map that I could keep on my car, and it showed me the street line that I just followed that, and all of a sudden it all went away. Like math after I got a calculator. It's just like I don't have to do this anymore.
Grab. It just gets me there. Oh, that is
that the catchphrase?
Yeah.
I didn't know that's
Allie Epperson just wrote.
And she did confirm that I was a little off, or maybe I didn't describe it right. We did discuss that.
No. Okay. It's you're
it's pretty good. Pretty good version.
It sounded correct.
Good.
I think. Yeah.
When she said it's the caps of DNA, I thought of snow caps.
Jay, what kind of caps were you thinking about?
The caps.
The pop gun caps?
Yeah.
Cap guns, yeah. That's cool.
I remember there was a moment where
I thought of the Washington Capitals.
Oh yeah. They unraveled.
There was a moment when mushroom caps was a big deal.
Yeah.
Like
yes.
People counted mushrooms in caps.
Right.
Yes.
And I think
that's the more potent. It's usually the more potent one. That's why they do it. Because I know you don't do mushrooms. So the caps are the stems part a little harder to eat. And hey, Samantha B. Hey. Those are a little hard to eat, but the cap's a little easy to eat, and it also has a lot more of the fun part in it.
Is that psilocybin?
Yes, psilocybin.
Yes.
Hey, give it up for Anya, everybody.
Ooh, hey, Anya.
Hey, what's up, Anya?
Did you go on a walk already, babe?
No, I'm about to.
Oh, shit.
Oh, about to walk. Hey, here's Masha.
Oh, I was just asking. Oh,
yeah,
adorable.
The Dogs of Stoner Running Show.
The Dogs of Stoner Dogs.
I gotta tell you though, Daddy always looks way higher than Masha ever is.
Dude, I wonder if dogs ever get to like. Masha ate some weed once.
Mm-hmm.
Holy shit, dude! Did your dog ever eat any weed by accident, Jason?
No, he luckily he doesn't like it. He'll just like hang out and sit next to me, but he's never eaten anything or never gotten a whole. He don't like to eat edibles or anything.
Yeah.
But I know someone else that does, and they lose their like bladder control, and they shake.
My dog,
Yeah.
You're not talking about me, are you?
I had a dog, and he got a little high, and I felt so bad because he did not like it. His hands were out in front of him, and his eyes are really big.
Yeah,
and he was very self-aware of not, in an altered state of mind.
You know what that dog? You know what that dog was thinking? What? He was like, "This doesn't look like a human hand at all. This is a paw."
So I'm a dog.
Yeah, right.
Masha was just basically she seemed unconvinced that she couldn't balance on 3 legs. That's what I would say.
Wow.
Oh, that's funny.
She was always
no, I got this.
Why am I falling?
Come on.
Have fun.
You know what? It's a weird state. It's a weird commentary on life now, but also I thought so cute and interesting was watching. I've seen a series of different babies who grew up in COVID and hadn't been out of the house, and now they're first putting their shoes on ever, and just walking around the house and feeling weird. Like it looked like cats putting on shoes on cats, and then they're just like, I don't know what to do. It's very, very funny, and also weird and scary.
Yeah.
But more cute when it's a kid. COVID. When Jay put it on his shows for the first time from COVID, that was sad.
I know.
It was.
I know people. Hey. I know that there are people who are upset about remote learning and all this other stuff and how it's difficult for children and stuff. But I feel like the net value of it is that once things get back to normal, they will all sort of launch higher, maybe.
Say again, because I got stuck on a thought. I'm sorry.
Everyone's upset about remote learning and what it's doing to the kids. It is difficult at the moment, but then when it's no longer difficult, I think they're all gonna blossom huge.
Mm.
And I know it's possible, yeah. And I know it's like it's a hard time now, but it's good things come out of hard times, and it's yeah.
Oh, I just thought it would be nice. I know like working remote is a really good thing. I wonder if they could find a balance or what the real science is as to I heard one of the things that I read about the COVID stuff was like teenagers, their scores went up through the roof because they didn't have to wait. They make us as teenagers in America wake up at 6, 5, get up super early. We're getting there, and that's when teenagers need a lot of sleep, so their grades actually went up a lot because they were and the idea is that they're well rested. Yeah, but probably because they weren't hanging out with each other.
Don asks, will things ever get back to normal is a better question. I'm interested in things getting back to better.
Yes. That's what I got stuck on in my thought when you said that getting back to normal. I don't think there is. It's just that we're redefining what normal is, right?
Yeah, and hopefully the new normal will be better than the old normal.
And that's it, right?
Yeah.
Everyone's going into VR sets. Everything's going into VR sets and come to class. But yeah, I do think
cool.
that. Yeah.
Whatever we were at before, we just decided that was normal.
Right.
You know what I mean? It just happened to be where we just happened to enter at the time that's what we were doing. But, somebody. It's funny that what this is making me think of is like I remember in 2010 or 2009 when the Barclays Center was going up. Mm-hmm. Maybe it was 12 or something.
Sure.
Oh no, it was being built.
Yeah.
And people were like, "What is going?" Like protesting.
Oh yeah.
Outrage about the Barclays Center. It's like that is, and I remember thinking like, I bet this has happened for every complex that was built in New York City.
Sure. Right.
Rockefeller Center, Empire State Building,
Hudson Yards,
everything that ever went up. People were like, "This is gonna change the neighborhood. Stop it!"
Yeah,
and then it's just like
we did lose a great French Caribbean restaurant that was near the Barclays Center. That is no longer there. We did lose that.
Yeah,
Kazanu made the best burger I ever had. Yes, Jason.
We got like 3 minutes left.
Yeah,
I was wondering, are we gonna?
Unless you guys want to go longer. Otherwise, we should plug everybody and plug everything, and so I don't know.
We're doing a live show tonight. Jason, you probably know the details more than I do.
We're going to be in Nichols, New York, at the B Mills Club. If you follow us on Instagram or Facebook, there should be a post with the address there. I don't have it off the top of my head.
Yes,
but it's right in Main Street, Nichols, New York. Also, big up to our radio station sponsors, the Big Cat, oh my God, I'm stoned.
Regular Cat Radio.
The Regular Cat Radio.
On iHeartRadio.
Yeah. On iHeartRadio. Yeah.
If you go to Stoner Morning Show, you can listen to Regular Cat Radio from our website, or you can click through to find them. Yeah.
And you guys are you regularly broadcasting or putting it out on our YouTube channel, the Monday shows? Because I know you have done a couple. Good.
Yeah, we missed last week, which makes me sad. I didn't think about how to record it. Should have.
That's all right, but it's happening. So if people want to check it out, because it's great. So I just wanted to plug Rick Diaz, who's been on the show, and I had said it before, Broken Souls. If anybody's in Bangkok and wants to see a great show, not just comedy, but art, I saw poetry, I saw a sketch, I saw comedy. It was beautiful, and I love it. So
I had one more thing. My dad didn't just call me to ask about the weather. He also called to tell me that Arnold Schwarzenegger is playing Zeus in a movie.
Good. I'm glad you shared that too. I would have been bothered.
He wanted to let me know.
He's right.
Yeah, really. Yeah, it does.
All right.
I could see it.
Well, this is it.
This goes by so quick.
It did. I feel like I would love to go on more if we knew we were going to get a guest.
Yeah.
We'll think about it. The elusive Kermit continues.
Yeah. Kermit the Frog might be here eventually. We'll see.
Yeah, I would love Kermit. I have so many questions for him.
Yeah.
All right.
I have so many answers for him.
I love you guys.
Love you. Yeah.
I'd also like to thank the 4 people that like consistently watched us like throughout the whole time. So
and comments, and I love that the new format with the comments posting up. So that's good. Good. All right, fun show, guys.
Yes.
Yeah.
All right.
Well, stay safe. Have a great time at the show. Get enjoyably high and share love.
Yeah.
Will Paporta, what up?
Oh,
hey, I'll talk to you guys in a few.
Hi to him. I miss him.
Yeah.
Okay.
Jason, we'll see you soon. And then
have a great show.
Lex, we'll see you sooner than not.
Yeah. I love you guys. Bye.
Yeah. Later.
Yeah.
We're still live.